Hi, I'm Tim, and welcome to my Soapbox. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a video game not many of you have heard of. You've definitely played something like it, because it's not that uncommon. It's very similar to two separate franchises, Tony Hawk and Splatoon. And you're wondering, how do those two franchises kind of relate? Well, they relate because of this. Crayola Scoot, published by Outright Games, likely with a brand deal with Crayola. This game is no longer listed on Steam, and you can only get a physical copy for the Switch. This cost me $60 on Amazon, and I wanted to give it a shot, so let's talk about my thoughts with Crayola Scoot. Crayola Scoot, published in 2018 by Outright Games, developed by Climax Studios with a license by Crayola, who are no strangers to video games, having released 5 in the past, is a unique take on what I'd like to dub a splatformer, in which the main goal of the game is to cover the world in paint, for example Splatoon. The other main goal is to become the top scooter kid in all of, I'm going to call Crayola City, and win the Crayola City Cup and cover the world in your color. The world of Crayola is separated into 4 distinctive hub areas, the plaza, and 3 different hub worlds. And the hub worlds are Crayola Color City, Enchanted Forest, and the Alien Theme Park. Let's talk about the plaza. So in the plaza, there are as follows: a leaderboard which ranks the top 8 players, including you as the bottom of the 8, an arcade which allows you to play couch co-op with your friends, a shop which allows you to buy cosmetics and scooter upgrades, a practice area in which you just go past the portals. And within the practice area, there's also a thing for tricks, and then there is a portal that leads to the playable hub world levels. Within the hub world levels are the different game modes. So each world is separated into 16 levels that have varying difficulties: easy, medium, and hard, and they all grant stars: easy 1 star, medium 2 stars, hard 3 stars, and they have different gameplay variants. They have Color Frenzy, which is to color your entire map in your color. Splat Tag, which has 2 versions, Chase and Survive. Chase is you tag other players, Survive is you avoid getting tagged. Then you have Crazy Crayons, which is you collect a number of crayons to win. The one I did was 5. I think the harder you go, the more crayons you need to collect. Then there's Team Color Frenzy, which is the same as Color Frenzy, but with teams. So your team and you get a color, and you gotta cover the entire map. And then Trick Run, which makes you get the highest score based on the amount of tricks you do. Winning a match will earn you experience points, which allows you to challenge the next person on the leaderboard as you level up to one of the 8 ranks, in which you then have to battle them in a game of Scoot, which is similar to Tony Hawk's Skate, where you have to do tricks to get the highest trick score to unlock the next level instead of like worlds. So if you are a loser, you end up having to repeat the challenge after beating one of the levels again, or you can do what I did and reset it if you keep failing on the Scoot challenges, because there's no way to return to them without having to play through an entire level. I also do have to say, I played this game with the Switch Pro controller, which was different because I'm used to the Xbox 360 controller, which I use for most of my games on PC, and the button layout is different with the A and the B button being in 2 different spots, and I kept trying to hit the wrong button, thinking that the A button was where the B button is on the Switch controller, and that was a very fun experience. Also, the controls in the game aren't the greatest because it doesn't allow you to not have any momentum. It doesn't allow you to like walk the scooter. So in the hub area, for example, when trying to go to one of the shops, you're kind of just stuck with having to move the scooter really fast, and you have to brake it, but sometimes your brake doesn't always go. Luckily, there's a wide enough area where you can get into the shops, but still, I've missed the shops like a couple of times while trying to scoot around because I couldn't walk my scooter over something. Also, turning was a bit hard, controls were a bit janky at times, and the paint meter kind of like ran out, similar to Splatoon. There's, as far as I know, is no way to upgrade the paint meter, just ways to upgrade the different like trick stuff on your scooter. Overall, the graphics for the game weren't too bad for a 2018 Switch game when the Switch just released a year prior. It held up pretty well. I didn't have any issues. The only like a major issue I had is during one of the challenges. It might have been during the practice where I had a glitch where I got stuck into a grind rail and then I couldn't move, but the game eventually like corrected itself, but that was the only issue I ran into with playing it on like a Switch version 2. Overall, I played about an hour and a half of this game, and while I had fun, I definitely don't recommend it because of its price, limited availability, and there are way better games like Splatoon on the Wii U, Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3 if you want to play a more modern one, or even any of the Tony Hawk games, because they definitely do provide a similar experience to Scoot. And on that, I recommend you scoot this game out of your backlog. I have been Tim. Thank you for coming to my soapbox, and I hope to see you again soon.